Good morning again. This is your teacher in English, Ma'am Mayrin. We will be discussing about distinguishing reality from fantasy in a story read. Let's go. Like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to click the notification bell for more videos. Before we proceed to our lesson for today, let's have a short pretest. Read the following sentences. Write the word reality on the space before each sentence that can happen in real life and fantasy if it can't happen. Number one, we are living on this planet called Earth. Number two, Scooby-Doo turns into a horrible monster at night. Number three, anyone can send messages or pictures using a messenger application. Number four, Rimaris saw a beautiful enchantress in the mountain of Makiling. Number five, one day has 24 hours, so we must spend it with much joy and love with the family. I will give you a few minutes to answer the following questions. Very good. I know that you watch a variety of TV shows and read books of different stories. We try to evaluate an event or an action into it. After reading and watching, have you ever tried asking yourself these questions? Does this happen in real life? Or is it really true? Some of us really wonder of what we are watching or reading. To answer these questions, let us look deeper into it. It is important to distinguish the TV shows that we are watching and the different reading materials we are reading. If they really happen in real life or if they are just an imagination. Today, we will learn a new lesson about distinguishing reality from fantasy. In order to become an effective reader, before we proceed, let's unlock some difficult words that we may encounter when reading a story. Let's go. Dream. A dream is a series of thoughts, visions, or feelings that happen during sleep. Disobedient. Disobedient is not doing what someone or something with authority tells you to do. It is refusing or failing to obey rules, laws, etc. Pandemic is an occurrence in which a disease spreads very quickly and affects a large number of people over a wide area or throughout the world. Virus. A virus is an extremely small particle that causes a disease and spreads from one person or another to another again. Protocol. A protocol is a system of rules that explains the correct conduct and procedures to be followed in formal situations. And now, class, I will tell you a story about Dodong's dream. Are you ready to listen? Let's go! Dodong's dream. In Barangay Ginalinan, there lived Dodong, who is a disobedient child. During this pandemic time, he does not listen to his parents' advice to follow the safety measures and precautions such as washing hands after playing outside. He also refuses to eat fruits and vegetables. Instead, he is fond of eating junk foods and unhealthy foods. One peaceful night, he dreamed of a monster named Covido. It was a virus that could harm a person whom he touched and talked with. Oh, please don't come near me. I promise I will be a good child and I will obey my parents. Dodong was trembling and crying out of nervousness. He was searching for the alcohol to let the monster away from him. Unluckily, he could not find the alcohol or sanitizer. Covido was coming near him, trying to reach and hug him. Suddenly, When Dodong opened his eyes and wiped his sweat in his forehead, he just realized that he was just dreaming. This time, he did the sign of the cross and prayed. He thanked God for keeping him and his family safe during this pandemic. Then he promised that he will follow his parents' advice in observing and following the protocol to stop the spreading of COVID 19. And that's the end of the story. Do you enjoy listening, class? Do you like this story? Let us answer the questions if you truly understood the story. Number one, what is the title of the story you have read? Number two, who are the characters in the story? Number three, do you really think that the story happens in real life? Why? And why not? When we say reality, what comes to your mind? Well, reality refers to a situation that may happen in real life. Here's some example, class. Number one, today's crisis that affects the people is the COVID 19. Number two, if you study your lessons very carefully, you will surely pass the exam. The sample sentences above shows reality because they can actually happen in real life setting. Let's now proceed to fantasy. It refers to any situation that is magical or a make believe that could not happen in real life. Examples of fantasy are: number one, I can fly using my pair of shoes. Number two, Carlos strongly believes that COVID 19 will be gone if he blow it away. Sentences stated above are called fantasy because the event is impossible to happen and it is just an imagination. If you really understood the lesson, let's proceed to our activity. Activity number one. Are you ready? Let's go. Directions. The events listed below were taken from the story that we have just read entitled Dodong's Dream. Read each sentence and differentiate the action or event shown on each line provided. Write R for reality and F for fantasy. I will give you a few minutes to answer the activity. Very good. Let's have another activity. Analyze the picture. Before the number, draw a check if it shows reality and cross if it is a fantasy. What is your answer? Correct. It's a fantasy. What is your answer? Correct. It is a reality. What is your answer? Correct. It is a fantasy. What is your answer? Correct. It is a fantasy. Correct. It is a reality. To summarize everything that we have talked about in this lesson, let us do this activity. Determine if the following sentences are fantasy or reality. Write the sentences inside their appropriate columns. Number one, anyone can fly if they believe they can. Number two, you can be a better reader if you practice reading very well. Very good. During this pandemic time, we must seek guidance from our Almighty God. Let us always pray to Him that everything will be all right and that the virus be gone forever. Let us answer this short activity. But first, Prepare with you a red and yellow crayon. Color a heart red if the sentence shows reality, and color the star blue if it shows fantasy. Number 1, our Almighty God guides and protects us from harm. Number 2, prayer is a powerful weapon that could easily free us from virus in an instant. Okay, class. I hope that you enjoyed and you learned a lot today. Goodbye and God bless. Like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to click the notification bell for more videos.